Hey guys, I'm live. At least it's telling me I'm live. I sure hope I'm live. Let me know if you're around. This is the first time I've gone live on my own because Ramona and I did this twice. Once on her channel, once on mine when I was visiting in Houston. And yeah, so this is the first time for myself. Hey Brian, yes, yay, Brian's first comment, and it's working. Yay, that's fantastic. So we'll just let a few people get on here and then we'll go from there. Hey, Danny. Hey, Danny. So, yeah, thanks guys for joining me. I know that maybe some of you, hey, Rebecca. I know some of you might not be able to watch the whole thing. I have no idea how long this will be. Becky, oh, great to see you too. Thank you, Marilyn. Oh my gosh, you made it. Weekend's been great. Pretty low key. It's beautiful out today, although I'm wearing a hoodie and I'm being lazy because that's just how I am. Hello, everybody. I'm just gonna let some people, a few more people jump in, and then it's just gonna be a fun chat, live talk. I answered as many questions as I possibly can. It's about to become a very, very busy time for me very soon. So, hey, Adam. Hey, Adam. I haven't heard from you in so long. Oh, I bet you it's hot in California. Yes, this is my favorite hoodie. Like, it's super cozy and casual, and it's like the thing I throw on. It's totally cool. Hey, how's it going? So many familiar faces on both on their YouTube platforms showing up and or their Instagram. So if you're watching people comment, check out on their Instagrams too. Hey, Ramona, speaking of Ramona, hi. And guess what? I have Gibson's Finest 12-year-old whiskey with Coca-Cola, or I guess it's rye. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna have. Mmm, mmm. 2 in the morning, girl, you are a trooper. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. You guys, I love how you guys are saying hello to each other too. This is what we experienced, Ramona and I, when we were doing our lives together as well. Oh, you got your whiskey too? That's right, Danny. That's the one way to go, right? So I'm just gonna get a couple more minutes just to kind of get everyone into it. And then it's just free to chat about anything you guys want. I will do the best I can and answering them. And if I can't answer them, if I can't right away, I will tell you why, because I'm certain there's some questions that you guys are gonna have very quickly. I'm just trying to. So how is everybody doing? How is everyone else's weekend been? Like I said, ours was pretty low key. Nelson, my fiance, just landed in Halifax, Nova Scotia 20 minutes ago. Oh, awesome. Excellent, Ramona. Oh, you did. SAS. You know, I've been seeing so many posts on SAS. I'm very envious, but I'm trying my best not to go because I know if I do, I'm going to get suckered at Bath and Body Works because I'm about to move 6,000 kilometers away. And just as I was saying, Nelson just touched down in Halifax, Nova Scotia. He's gone off to look for our house hunting trip. We're looking at a condo. Oh, okay. That's cool, Adam. Whenever you're ready, Adam had a channel. Whenever he's ready, we'll be all waiting for him to come back onto YouTube. Oh. Oh, wow. But yeah, anyway, yeah, so he's going house hunting. I couldn't go because it's very expensive to fly 6,000 kilometers away. Hey, Patricia, guess what? Nelson, my fiance, just landed in Halifax like literally 25, 30 minutes ago. So yeah, he's out there looking for a place for us to be living. Yes. Yes, I'm trying to avoid it as well. Like I was saying, it's because we haven't lived together or been in common law for over 12 months. So otherwise, I have to pay for my own way, and it's like a $1,200 ticket to fly to Halifax from where I'm at. So we're on the same page when it comes to places we want to live. He has a list of all places. There's a real estate agent who's been assigned to him through the military. Then he's with him the whole trip. If it takes all 6 days to find a place, which I don't think it will, that guy, his first name is Marty, he is assigned to Nelson the whole trip. So hopefully in the next few days, the first few days, we'll find something. Ah, thanks, Danny. Thank you. I'm 40 years old, so like the hope was not dead, right? Like, oh my goodness. Like you wait for the perfect person, and there's no such thing as the perfect person, but I've been really blessed to have met Nelson. So yeah, so like I said, it's about to go crazy in my life. Nelson's gonna come back. My last day of work is July 11th, but we're not going to be going anywhere until likely the August long weekend, which is the first long weekend in August. Yes, totally. No, it's totally true. He and I have very similar tastes. I'm trying to steer him away from a townhouse and more into a condo because we both like to travel. We like to be able to lock things up at the end of the week and go off and explore. And especially we're in a new place to us. He has been there a couple times. I have not. But we want to explore. We want to go everywhere in Nova Scotia, Cape Breton, and then there's New Brunswick, PEI, Newfoundland. Go down to the States every once in a while, is from probably Maine. Maine in the fall would be really nice as well. So, the world is our oyster, as we like to say. So, yay, you guys, this is so exciting. I'm so excited. So does anybody have, now, I'm sorry if I don't get to your question right away, because it's different being the only person in the video, whereas Ramona and I, we could, one of us would be talking while the other one was reading off questions. So that was a little easier. So it might be difficult. I'm sorry if I don't mean to, oh, Newfoundland in the fall. Oh, see, now I gotta go there. Of course I'm going there, but now I gotta go in the fall. Because I bet you all the colors of the trees would just be so beautiful, and gold and green and red and yellow and just beautiful. Yeah, so hey Sandra, that's awesome. Thanks for joining us all, because it's not just me, it's about all of us. Yes, yeah, if only I was there, I'd be your assistant. I might need that someday. One of these days, we'll have to take Ramona away from Texas for just maybe a week. We can lure her in for a little bit, maybe, I don't know, or a day or something, somewhere down the road. But yeah, so again, how's everyone else's weekend going? Oh, and by the way, Danny, I have been using these coasters you gave Ramona and I constantly. So this one I'm using is the greens from Texas, and I love it. I think it's great. I can't wait. I can't wait to move it with me and put it out. Yeah, I have the two of them out that you gave me. Here. What will I do? What do you mean by that, Sandra? Do you mean for work? I do like it. Thanks, Danny. If you mean for work, I'm actually going to be on a priority. I'm a priority posting myself because it's a spousal relocation that I'm moving. Okay, perfect. I'm on the right track. With the RCMP, I work for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And anyway, because we're moving for Nelson, for the military, the Canadian military, I become therefore a priority posting for what I do within the RCMP. I'm not a police officer, but within the RCMP. If a job comes up, I have, I think, three, that they give me three options, and by the third one, I will lose my seniority if I don't want that particular job. But I will become priority. I will step before all those who live in Halifax who want a promotion or want to move up. Hi, Christy. So yeah, it's really nice to be able to do that. I'm leaving a very good job, of which I thought I was going to be in the same office until my retirement in 10 years from now. But things change, and I always said that I would never leave where I physically live. Oh, interesting. So different than the US. Yeah, I you know what, I bet you it is, but because we are both in the federal government, I think that's kind of the thing that they do. There's a slight, yeah, there is a bit of Adam just asked about the climate change difference between the West Coast, where I live right now, and the East Coast, where I'm going. And yes, West Coast tends to be where everyone likes to retire in Canada, because the weather is really, really, really good. I'm on Vancouver Island. I am literally, almost literally, the most west that you can get in Canada, where I live on Vancouver Island, and I'm going to almost the most east I could possibly go. The differences will be the temperature's a bit cooler. The summer months that we'll be arriving there, we're driving, and we'll talk about that too. We're driving clear across country through the United States, up through, and we're going to go up to Ontario, Quebec, and then up that way through Chicago and then up. And we're going to be entering Halifax at one of the best times. Oh, see, I don't know that. Well, we'll definitely talk about that. Anyway, the weather will be fabulous. It'll be August, September, and Ramona's told me part of October is normally pretty good. But when end of October hits and into their winters are harsher than ours, much more cold, more humid. I'm going to have to buy proper snow boots. I'm going to have to buy a proper snow coat, like a coat, not just a jacket to break the wind and a little rain, which is what we normally experience here. So there is quite a difference for sure. But there's nothing like being on the ocean. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have, I've dipped my toe in the Pacific. We want to go dip our toe in the Atlantic, and one of these days we want to go to Tuktoyaktuk and dip our toe in the Arctic Ocean, like Illinois winters. But that's very similar because where Nova Scotia is above, it's really above into the right of Maine. So the weather forecast in Maine, I would imagine, is very similar to the weather in Halifax. It changes every 5 minutes. Yeah, and Patricia, who has her own, please check her out on her YouTube channel and also her Instagram. Patricia is from Nova Scotia. Will absolutely be able to meet with her someday soon. I'm not going to ask her. I don't expect you to post this. Hey, Deborah. Hey. I don't expect Patricia to post where exactly she lives, but I know we're going to be looking in Halifax. There's Dartmouth and all sorts of areas within Nova Scotia, but we will be in Halifax. But I don't expect Patricia. We'll private message on Instagram where you live, and we'll definitely get together and we'll have to do a meetup for sure. So yeah, super exciting. Yes, Nova Scotia, you know what? It's on a lot of people's bucket list. They really heavily here in Canada on commercials really push Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, especially on commercials over the last couple of years. And I think it's been booming, and I think they've done a really good job for tourism. The thing I'm worried about the most about the move, good question, is Willow. And I don't know if you can tell, she's probably behind here. She's sleeping on the couch. Oh, yeah, behind the candles. Oh, good. Hey, girl. I am still on. I was on and then I got off because going, oh my gosh, I do something wrong. So we're definitely on, and I'll be on for a bit, I'm sure. And feel free to leave anytime. Just, say goodbye, because I know lots of people like to say goodbye as well. I know Ramona she does get homesick, and I completely understand that for sure. But Willow is going to be my biggest worry, has been from the day that we decided that we were going, well, the day that we knew we were going, because is a promotion for Nelson and a transfer clear across country. So because Willow has lived in this place, she's an in/outdoor cat on this land, which is vast for her. She really doesn't leave and stray this area or the yard, because it's quite large, for almost 8 years. So for me, I'm going to have to find somewhere for her to go. Strawberry river pie. Oh, so good. So for me, it's because she's going to be staying with someone or some people for probably for 3 weeks. Because like I said, we're driving across country. They give us 12 days to go from one end to the other and then get settled into our place. I want it to be ready for her to come in, and we're going to have to get the people to put Willow on a flight, her first flight, all the way to Halifax, which to me is just, I am absolutely nerve-wracked because she's 16 and a half years old. I'm a little bit tentative to give her drugs. Like, I know some people say go get, you go to the vet, and she might be able to get some sleeping pills. The problem is that, sedatives, exactly, but the problem is she's quite old, and I worry that she won't come out of it very well. Like, I don't know, like, that's just me. It's kind of one of these, I don't know what to do, and it's, that kind of thing. So she has been the biggest worry for me. She has no idea what's about to hit her. Not literally. Not full, just like Twilight ones. Twilight ones? I don't like Twilight, meaning like old cat ones. I don't know. Can someone travel with her? Well, yeah, but it's $1,200 for a person to return from where I am to Halifax. Plus it costs, although we do know somebody in the airline, WestJet here in Canada, she's offered to give us a discount, but the Force will pay for the cats, an animal's move. But the problem is that not the ticket for the person. And so, yeah, that's just, and there's all different ways of doing it, but that's we're doing a road trip. We're doing kind of like a big road trip for the two of us to go. It is definitely stressing me out. Oh, Benadryl? Uh-huh. Oh, like a cloud. I like that. Well, I mean, I could definitely ask a vet, but the problem is vets around here, I'm sure they're the same wherever your guys are from. They will ask you to bring the pet to the vet, and then they charge like $300, and then you find out that the thing that they give you is like $20, and you stressed out the cat because she doesn't leave the property. Like the last time she was in a car, because she's such, like, knock on wood, she's such a great cat and has never had any issues that, you know, like I've never had to take her to the vet. Yeah, no, exactly. I think too, yeah, once we get settled, we have 12 days to get across the continent, really, to the other side. And then we won't know until after the house hunting before we have a pack day, we have a load day, and we have a clean day. But my place, I have them very minimalist. And it won't take them, if they have 2 to 3 packers, it'll take them a good chunk of the day. Let's say 6 hours to pack, because a lot of my things are in bins already. But they have to pack and label and all that stuff that they have to do because they're hired by the federal government. Then the load day, once I have everything packed up and taken apart, it literally will take them 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes to load onto a truck. And then they give us a 3rd day for cleaning, but in reality, we might be able to do, we might see about, minimize. Okay, I'll talk about that soon. Oh, okay, well that's cool. I like the collar idea. That the pheromone collar thing might make me feel better. I think I'm gonna have to do a lot more research here because I'll have a few weeks where I'm not working just before we leave. So, but anyway, what was I saying? Oh, cross country, and yeah, and I totally forgot. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna say, oh yeah, so the pack, the load, the clean, but we're hoping to do the clean day as well as the load day in one, because there's not that much to clean here. Again, this place is pretty good. Obviously, there'll be people with shoes on in and out of here moving stuff. Totally get that. But my landlord's also going to be ripping the ceiling out because he has something to do. He has his place upstairs, but it's easier to get from underneath to work at it from under here than it is from his hardwood floors, like true hardwood floors. So he wants to do that, and then he wants to paint this whole place and get it ready for the next person. So with that said, I will be asking him, I think closer to the time, like, do you want me to leave the floors not washed and do everything else, like cupboards and toilets and like toilet and the bathroom stuff and the cupboards and the fridge and all that stuff? Makes sense. But the floor where you're gonna have people coming in anyway, and the ceiling's gonna be taken out, part of it, and painters are going to come in, I can sort of see maybe that he might say, well, no, don't worry about the floor or the walls and stuff. So there's that. So Adam had a really good question, and everybody is different. I am not moving closer to family. In fact, I am moving probably 5,500 kilometers away further than I am right now from my family. Nelson and I will not have any family whatsoever out there, but anyone who is in the armed forces, whether it is in Canada or the US or wherever you're from, your brothers and sisters in that area of work become your family. I'm from the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and the same thing with us. Your family are the people who you work with as well, because many of these people come from all over, like my office, people from all over the whole country. Very few people in the RCMP get to come back to anywhere close to where they grew up for lots of reasons. But yeah, so, and it's okay. I'm very close to my family, but from a distance as well. Like in a sense that I haven't lived at home since I was 19. I lived on Vancouver Island since I was 19 years old. Parents have always lived in the same place that they have since I grew up. So, and my sister's moved a bit, but she's out towards where my parents are. But we're close, but when there's an emergency situation, and there has been a few in my family, we're on it. And I'll tell you, us Irwin women, like my last name is Irwin women could run the world. Yes, you will have a wax sister, Patricia, absolutely. Us Irwin women could run the world, because when poop hits the fan, man, do we ever just kick in, and we're like getting stuff done. Oh, that's good. LEO family. What's LEO? Maybe I missed a previous. message, I'm not sure. So anyway, that's Adam. Adam had a question. His question is that he's struggling with, oh, absolutely we will. He's struggling with purchasing a lot of wax, and it really can be anything from candles to wax melts from Walmart, from vendors, from places like, you know, Scentsy and things like that. Yes, you could, but I'll report back to her, Patricia. Anyway, he's asking me because I've been trying my best. Technically, you guys saw that I had a haul when I came back from Houston. I bought some clams of like Swan Creek while I was away, but you saw even more. But that's stuff that I actually purchased back in February and March of 2018 that Sarah so graciously held on for me for a year and met me in the hotel, and I brought them back. So with that being said, I guess I know I was gonna say the advent calendars this past year in 2018, which I do love. They are my treat to myself for Christmas. I will likely buy advent calendars again. My favorite so far, well, Mandala Melts was great, but she didn't do one technically, the full one that she did 2 years ago. Mandala Melts from Canada was great, but Rainbow Melts and Super Tarts are the two advents that I do generally dive into each year. I really enjoy them. They're a little surprise, but I have not bought anything. Now, what it is though, is that I have kind of not blocked or checked the mark to not view posts, but all those wax pages and groups, I kind of look over and kind of like, just kind of go, okay, it's fine. What I have done that to me that is helpful for me, everyone is different. I'm very stubborn. I am very stubborn. So when I get something in my head about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to accomplish this, I'm going to do it. Yeah. But okay, so Danny as well, what I was doing, and I found the more that I did it, for me, this could be very, very bad for anyone who does, you know, everyone's different, is I would go on during restocks, go onto their website, create a cart, take a look at how much it'll cost me, including shipping, and go, no, go, buy. Delete cart. But what I did is I had fun participating in the restock in the sense of going online and seeing what was there and seeing what I could put in my cart. And then I X'd out. So, but again, Adam, I mean, that could be really dangerous for people too, especially if you aren't stubborn and if you just press purchase, that can be really, really hard. It is fun window shopping, and I find I do that for clothing too. I love watching my friends go shopping, and I used to work in retail for clothing, and I love shopping for my friends. You tell me that there is something you're looking for, a pair of pants, jean jacket, whatever it is, I will be there. I'm like a hound dog. I will find it for you. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be great, and get a good price for it too. But that's what I generally do when it comes to restocks. I've avoided Bath & Body Works, physically going to the store. It's already easy for me not to order online because being in Canada, it doesn't matter what the sale is. The shipping alone costs so much to ship here. It's ridiculous. So to me, the only way was to go to the store, but I've just been trying my best not to go. But that's just it exactly. But I also had to remember that, yeah. But you know, I will say that when I can find, with Yankee candles, the big large jars or anything like that, if I can find it for a discount, again, a sale at Winners or like for you guys it'd be TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods, melt it down. Ramona has some fantastic videos on what she's done to melt down her big large jars, and she did that for me on one of my favorite scents while I was visiting with her. Melt it down, make tarts. And it will last you forever. Like, it literally will last you so long. You will enjoy it more. You will get the performance that you wished you had in the candle in the wax form. And that's hands down 100% backed by me. It's worked, and I totally understand the low performance or no performance. I understand that. I've had experience. I've also had some experiences with the Yankee candle that were just like what was it, pumpkin apple or apple pumpkin? I know Bath & Body Works and Yankee had the one word or the other, it's flopped around, but that one was so strong. I love that one. So to me, filling a cart and deleting it, so I still feel like I'm participating, but I'm not. But some people just totally need to avoid it at all costs. Like I said, that for me works, but for someone who can't not press purchase or buy now, it could be very brutal because then you could be spending a lot of money. So I guess for some, avoidance is another key. Avoiding, removing the notifications. Oh, cranberry pumpkin. Yeah, Danny, the cranberry pumpkin from Bath and Body Works. I want to come back. Wax Wacko. That's awesome. Yeah. Basically, for those of you guys who don't know, I had a huge, it is easier to avoid, but some people like that need to feel a part of something. I know it sounds very strange, but to feel a part of something like that, you know, sometimes, like I say, you just go online, fill up a cart or a basket and get the heck out, like delete, go. And you're like, wow, you know what? And for me, it's the money thing, in the sense that physically, I know I would put everything in my cart that I would have wanted. Hey, hi from Boston. Hey, Boston. That's so awesome. Yeah, so for me, it's finding out how much money I saved by not buying it. Oh, the cranberry pumpkin is so good. It's probably one of my absolute, it's like top 3 of all Bath and Body Works candles I have ever had. I was trying to say too, I had a huge wax disaster. There's a video on it on YouTube, and it's a couple years old. Hey, hey, Sarah. But I had this huge crash and all my candles came flying down. Yeah, it was a mess. I got cut. The floor got damaged. It was pretty bad. But anyway, sorry, excuse me. I had just purchased a whole bunch of those because that was the year that candle, that cranberry pumpkin candle, came out from Bath and Body Works. I must have lost like on sale candles, including Candles by Victoria, regular Bath and Body Works candles, stuff I found at the Walmart, at the Winners or what have you, probably on sale, like $1,500 worth of candles. Some of them were saved, but many of my beloved cranberry pumpkin were gone. Yeah, it is a real thing, but I think addiction in general is a real thing. We all have something. I have like more of an OCD. Like I love everything in its place and place for everything, and I'll go around and straighten towels. But if it's, I guess in the sense, the way I see it is that it's wax, and there are a lot of worse things. And again, keeping in mind where I work, I see it all, unfortunately. But there are worse things out there in life to be addicted to, and so I don't feel so bad. But I feel accomplished each time that I avoid a restock. Every time I put stuff into a cart and get out and find out I saved $250 American today by not buying. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'm hoping that this will help you. And a lot of people seem to have lots of, oh, what do I do for work? I call myself the office goddess. It is myself. I work for the RCMP, or the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And I am the only support staff in an office where I've got technically 2 sergeants, 3 corporals, and 8 constables, and then there's myself. So I run the show, and when it comes to like all the office stuff, sorry, I missed the bit there, sorry. But yeah, so it's just busy. But I've been an auxiliary constable with RCMP, which means that I was a volunteer police officer. Was fully loaded without the gun. The only thing I didn't have was a gun and a taser. We were trained very, very well, and it was awesome, a great experience, but I wanted to change, and then I went to the fire department. So then I did the fire department thing, and I have left the fire department, and I know that a lot of people have been asking me if I am planning on, well, you weren't here yet, but I was just saying that I'm a priority post when it comes to a job back east if something comes up, but I'm also on a 5-year leave without pay, or LWOP. So I keep my seniority as well, because we'll be coming back here and I have a lot more contacts here. If I find stuff out there, fantastic. Or I can find other jobs if I want to as well, without losing my place for 5 years. Because we'll be back here on the West Coast within like 3, I think. What was I saying now? Can't remember. Oh, my job. Yeah. Anyway, so people were asking me with the fire department if I was going to continue on being a firefighter on the East Coast, and I'm going to say no. Because I was a volunteer firefighter here on the West Coast, and volunteer halls need stability. They need people to be around for a while. I'm not out there very long. We're hoping to be moved. We were told 2 years, but generally we know the federal government, well, it's probably gonna be 3 years before we're back by the time if we have to sell the place in Halifax and whatnot. So it's not fair to any department for me to volunteer my time for a split second. They pay for all the training and all of that, and I would be gone. Yes, take inventory. Absolutely. No, it's great. Because I think what happens is a lot of, I've got everything in one place, but there are those who also have wax melts, candles, whatever, all over the place. And it's not until you bring them all together and go, holy crap, that's a lot of stuff. In my opinion, was the highest quality scented wax. Well, and I've said this, well, I don't know, Sandra, if you were part of this when I was at Ramona's house. We went live last time, but I'm going to say what I have the most of. I'm going to say Super Tarts and Rainbow Melts are my top two. You literally sleep with them under your bed. You're not the only one, not me, but I know lots of people who have bins that go right underneath their bed for safe storage. Safe, so you're guarding it. But shoot, what was I saying? See, this is why it's so much better to have someone else filming with you, because it gets you back on track. But oh yeah, Rainbow Melts and Super Tarts, because I find for both of those, especially those companies, although they can be, or like, are you talking about the best type of wax, whether it's a blend or soy or that kind of thing? But like Rainbow Melts and Super Tarts, I want to say, are a blend of, shoot, I can't remember if anyone knows the answer to that. I think they're very similar, but it's not even just, the wax is hard with soy wax. The longevity on soy wax is a lot less. You got about a year. So, and if any, and that's not to poo-poo on any vendor who uses soy wax. It's more natural, but it only lasts about a year. My Canadian companies, I've got Mandala Melts, Tallulah and Poe, and Make Sense Candle Shop. There's also a higher end company out of Calgary, or just outside of Calgary, called Natural Soy Wax, and they have they have candles and wax melts, and I am looking forward to moving back east because there's also Foggy Suds. Anyway, it's a Newfoundland brand that I'm really looking forward to trying, because they do lots of really cool candles. So, But Super Tarts and Rainbow Melts, you need very little. I use like 1 cube on Super Tarts, and that's why I have so much, because I just love it. It throws really well in my home. And I only need 1 cube, which is why I have so much of it, because I don't have to use as much as everybody else. So yeah, no, it's really cool. I really enjoy that. And yeah, so the throw is great. And also with those two, especially Rainbow Melts, it's longevity in the sense of you can have it in your stash and forget about it for 2 to 3 years. I've actually melted Rainbow Melts that were 3 years old, and holy cow, the performance was like awesome, and I couldn't complain one bit. So there you go. And this is not sponsored, just so you know. Everything going on in the beauty community, anyone who watches that. I love Rose Girls too. We need them. Yes, we do. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, Super Tarts last forever. The only thing I will say in clams, some of their clams get really squashy, and I feel it's like the red colored wax. So I don't know, the red colored wax in the clams get really, really soft. So yeah, it's all good, guys. Don't worry about it. Just ignore some of the things that come up. That's all. Yeah, that's really good for you. Congratulations. Hercules. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, it's been great. I think it's great wax. And anybody else have any more questions about anything? You can do anything. Oh yeah, things I could say too, but it'll only get me in trouble. Keep in mind, I work for the cops. I have come back for almost everything, because trust me, I work with men every day. Favorite scent? Ooh. Well, it depends. Like favorite scent from Bath & Body Works, cranberry pumpkin. But in general, there's like the tobacco vanilla from Root candle that is amazing. Oh, I can't see. Come back this year. What is 5 vendor wax scents and 5? Oh, gosh. You know what? Bath and Body Works is so hard because, well, Cranberry Pumpkin is my number one. I would love for it to come back. But because Bath and Body Works is so notorious for repackaging and calling it something different, that the one that I miss the most is Cranberry Pumpkin. And everything else has pretty much come back, you know, within reason. There's a few things that obviously haven't come back in a while. I think this Sunday Shop should come back again. Yeah, so, you know, just this different things like that. So, but as far as wax melts, gosh, there's so many, you guys. I have thousands, like thousands of wax melts. So, gosh, like Zate Bath has like lavender soda, fizzy pop. Anyway, gosh, there's so many, you guys, on my brain. I can't even think of it. There's so many. It's almost like by brand. Rainbow Melts Zucchini Jam. It smells amazing. I have found so many favorites by just getting samplers that from vendors that I never thought I would love it. I don't know if I want to do that. You know what, Brian? And don't feel like you have to. I mean, sometimes living vicariously through others by watching other people's hauls. Oh, Chicago. Yeah, see, that's by vendor. So it's exactly, there's so many scents I love, but Chicago Outfit's by far my favorite from Vintage Chic Scents. Moon Spice Cookie. Oh, so I never tried Moon Spice Cookie until Ramona. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. We put the whole house, excuse me, the whole house was like all, I can't, yeah, it's so good. I was like, oh my God, this is so delicious. I love it. It smelled so amazing. So, oh, thank you. Thank you. Getting more loaves, plural, Ramona. Your thoughts on, okay. I don't know, whatever you feel like. Kevin, maybe take a tip down to yourself and take a look. What are your thoughts? Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so who has other questions? Like, we can talk about wax, we can talk about the move. Got engaged in April. I'm sure there's probably lots of questions there. Plural, yeah. Okay, Sandra, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And everyone say goodbye, Sandra. That's awesome. Thank you very much. So, yeah, no, I'm having a blast. This is gonna be so busy around here. Oh, nice. You know what? And hand soaps, yes. I have now been purchasing hand soaps when needed. So I purchased, I think it was 5 for whatever it was a while ago, and that'll tie me through well till after we move. So I've decided not to carry so much stuff. I've been trying to be very good about makeup even. I'm not purchasing like a lot of makeup and things like that I don't like necessarily need, right? Absolutely, I'll be posting photos. Oh, engagement story. It's not that like it's not. I'm not a pomp and circumstance type of person, so he knew that, and he did a good job of not like, because I just get like funny like that. But darn, where was I going? Shoot. Oh, it was not like I said, not a big thing because he knows I don't like a show. Like, I don't want it, the knee, like, it's just not my, I am the opposite of what most girls would probably like. But basically, we were visiting my parents out for Easter, the whole long weekend over Easter. And we traveled, I spent a whole day Monday coming back from my parents on the road, on the ferry. And we got back, and I just like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. So I had a bath, and I just got into my comfy, I think I was wearing this and like yoga pants. And I come out of the bath just feeling like, oh, it feels so nice. Not in a car where, you know, it's just chill. We both had to work the next day. And I, you know, honestly, I can't even remember exactly how he said it, but he's like, so you pull out this ring and he's like, will you marry me? And he was in tears. And yeah, Nelson, I wonder if you're going to watch this later. Yeah, he was in tears. And I was like, oh, what? I knew it was going to happen, but I had no idea. I was just like in shock, but in such happy shock. And he was more emotional, like, you know, that's so cute. But yeah, so I really, really thought that was awesome. And like I say, I'm not a pomp and circumstance type person. So when I can fill you in a little bit more, we already have an idea. We actually know what we're doing for a wedding ceremony, but we haven't. I'll probably share that with you after my move. Oh, thanks. Oh, thank you. But I'll probably share that with you after my move because there's some people that I just have to let everyone else know on this side of the camera first before I present it to everybody over on that side. But it will not be your, like, it won't be your typical. There will be, no, it's not gonna be your typical wedding ceremony, but there will be a party. Totally different dates, totally different times. But anyway, we'll talk about that one after I've moved. And I know you're gonna ask. You asked me if we're gonna be filming after. I'm gonna have a lot of time for the first little while, I'm sure, to film. So you're probably gonna get a lot of videos from me once I've moved. But also too, if you guys want to like watch our traveling, our honeymoon, absolutely none, probably, because I'll explain. Like I said, you'll understand once maybe I'll go live once we've gone to the other side. Whoa, that sounded wrong. Once I get to Halifax, I'll go live again, and maybe I'll be able to explain myself a little bit better. But yes, we're gonna try, and I don't have any editing skills. So, and we literally will be doing 12 days of traveling through like 6,000 kilometers. So, we will be sort of vlogging on Instagram. That's gonna be the easiest thing for us to do. There won't be editing, but it'll be instant. It'll be posted, whether it'll be a story or a post on Instagram. And so, and I'll probably try to link Nelson's Instagram as well. So that way, you know, he takes some pictures, I take some, and so you'll be able to get a little gist of everything. But our whole plan is really, we're gonna go down like through Seattle. Gosh, he has everything. I let him, because this is like, it's our trip, but I've told him, you plan the route. Once we know, we got all the hotels, and find out what communities we will be in, then I will find out what's going on in those communities in the evening to get us out. So we'll be not in a car all the time, but we're going through Napa, we're going through a whole bunch of the amazing parks that the United States have. And, oh, thank you, Brian. Yeah, so we're just gonna have a lot of fun, a lot of adventure. One of the big places I wanted to go to is in Chicago, and that is the Museum of Engineering and, gosh, you guys will probably know it, Yosemite, yeah. So, but there's a really amazing museum in Chicago that I wanted to go to. Transport, engineering, something like that. But anyway, it's like in a whole day. We are going through the Grand Canyon. We're going to go to Zion. Now, keeping in mind, we're going to be going in the middle of August. So it's going to be hot. Thank you, industry. Yeah, science and industry. That's what it is. Thank you, Adam. That's exactly where we're going to go. But we're going to go through a Zion National Park, but instead, because it's going to be so hot, we won't be going on the hike up, but rather we're going to actually do the hike in through the water. So you're literally at the base of the Will you be volunteer? No, sorry, Shelly, I said no, I won't be, just because volunteer halls need people to be around longer. They need consistency, stability. They need people to be living in that community for a very, very long time, and I totally understand that. But yeah, so we're gonna go on this hike. It's a couple hours, but you're literally hiking up to your waist in the water. It'll be nice and cold, and you're hiking through the rocks and up and over and all through things, and you're literally, what is it, 200 meters down. The Grand Canyon is basically hugging you, and you're walking through it, and I think it's gonna be amazing. Oh, yeah, no worries. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. A live of that, I don't know, because I don't have a waterproof camera, or I don't know if we'll be able to do that, but yeah, so I would love to. There's some things that we're hoping to do, like we might do a travel channel together, Nelson and I, down the road. But yeah, so I don't know, but I don't have a waterproof camera or a case, and you're gonna be busy with walking sticks, unless we have a GoPro and we put on a helmet or something. We might do that if we can. So yeah, exactly, GoPro. We have been looking at them If anyone has a GoPro, please let me know what you think, because we've been looking at the new one and then the older ones, but the older ones seem to damage easier. We were YouTubing it. We were watching videos about that, although the price difference is a huge price difference. But you want to get quality over just something that lasts only a short period of time. And if it drops once, then you don't want it to shatter too, right? So, did I miss anything? I'm sure I've missed so much. Hard to talk and answer and also read at the same time, so I apologize. But yeah, does anyone have any questions? It's like I need the crickets. I don't know. All right. Well, well, okay. I don't know. How long have you known him? We've only known each other since November, but here's a story. So my mom, right before my 40th birthday party, which they came all the way over and threw for me. Okay, yeah, no, you didn't. Actually, Emily, I haven't told anyone this story, actually. So you guys are the first ones. So anyway, my mom came over and she's like, okay, she gave me some money. I'm like, what is this for? You're throwing me a huge party. Like, what? Oh, how the wax would travel. Okay, I'll try to remember after the story. So anyway, my mom's like, okay, because this is in August. She's like, oh, yes. So I want you to use this money to go on a paid site, those dating sites that pay, because I think they're better quality people on there. Okay, well, so I did. I researched and I went on Match.com, and but it wasn't until September, I think, that I put myself on Match.com. And then by, on a couple dates and some jerks and whatever, it is what it is, right? But then I started chatting with Nelson, and we got chatting on Match.com, and he was super nice. And I said, I'm one of those people who like just meet right away, physically meet right away, because I am sick and tired of people hiding behind their keyboards or their phones. And the sooner you meet somebody, the sooner you'll know right away if you're going to have chemistry, have anything to talk about, any of that stuff. So we met in a restaurant neutral to us. Actually, he came up probably out of his way by 40 minutes to meet me at a restaurant. And that's how we met. We just had a nice casual dinner, partied at the end of the night, exchanged our phone number. We had already exchanged phone numbers because we were texting as well. And it was great. And then from there, we just sort of hung out. We had a couple, my second date with him, actually. The first official, that's the meet. I won't say that was a date. The meet was that restaurant. The first date, we went down to, what was it? I guess maybe the second date, first date, whatever. But we went down to Victoria, which is a city not far from where I live on Vancouver Island. He's with the Royal Canadian Navy. And so he works on submarines. So he wanted to show me his boat, the Chicoutimi, which is the boat that he was last on. So he took me on the boat, and my gosh, as a firefighter, I was like, oh my God, if there had been a fire that did break on one of the boats coming back over from England when they bought them, mid 90s. And they did lose somebody, actually, sadly. But as a firefighter, I was all like, oh my gosh, with a fire, gosh, the spaces are so tight. I'm just in such awe with, sailing in general is one thing. And I've been on ships. I've been on ships. But being on a boat, also known as a submarine, talk about scaling down about tenfold from anything. Your space in your bed is literally a rack. You are on a rack. There's no sleeping sideways. You're either on your back or your front. There's no showers. They go underwater for quite some times. They have toilets and they have sinks. So unless you want a sponge bath, you're not getting a shower. And they have Febreze everywhere, if you can imagine why they have Febreze. So yeah, it's very, and so there was a lot of respect for that. I had a lot of respect. He's put in his dues. He is, this is before his promotion even. But it was so cute because when he was showing me around his boat. Oh, hey Nelson. Hey, there's Nelson, everybody. Yay! Nelson just commented actually I'm glad you got into your hotel room. I've been seeing all your text messages. I just wasn't able to answer. But yeah, mad respect for that. And hey, thanks, guy. Aw, thanks, guys. You have the best subscribers. See everyone saying hi to you. Oh, like I was Nelson. They were asking that about vlogs for travel, and I said, well, you know, we don't have waterproof anything. They're talking about GoPros and stuff like that, and I told them you were looking at that the other day. But that Ramona. So Nelson, Ramona, she's the lady I was staying with in the States. Aw, thanks, guys. But yeah, we're talking about maybe we'll do a channel together. I want to do a flat Stanley type thing, but rather I think I may have found something, and Nelson knows what I'm talking about. We may have found something that rather than a flat Stanley, it's very Canadian. That'll be like, I want to take pictures wherever we go with this little thing. It's not a gnome. It won't be a gnome, but yeah, so I'm super. Yes, they do. You guys do rock. Thanks, Nelson. Aw. Oh, he's staying in the Navy. He's with the Navy for probably another 10 more years. But he'll be moving. We're going out to Halifax to move for his promotion and transfer, and then likely be back. Danny. And Danny I met when I was in Houston too, Nelson. So, yeah, so, no, he does make me very happy. But I hope I do the same, so I think we do. We work. We're a good team. So that's really cool too. Yeah. Does anyone have any more questions? I don't know how long I should go. I don't know. I hope you don't mind, Nelson. I told them that you cried a little bit when you proposed to me. Are we the same age? He's a couple of years older than me. He's 6 years older than I am. I have met Nelson's family. I have met his brother, his son, and his parents. He's a very small family, and he met only just some of my family when we went back to Easter, or for Easter, but we're going back in July with his son. His son just graduated high school and will be joining the Canadian Navy very, very shortly. And anyway, so Nelson's gonna, and poor Cameron's his son. If Nelson thought he met some of my family, he did, but when we go back in July, it's likely to be a huge party. It'll be like the last kind of hurrah before we go. So yeah, it'll be awesome. I know, because my family, we have blood family, but we also have friends of the family who are just as good as family. Oh, Cape Breton. Yes, Cape Breton is beautiful. It's very far. I think it's like probably a 4-hour drive from where we're going to be living, likely. And I think Patricia asked Nelson just a few minutes ago about how's his house hunting going, and he actually starts tomorrow morning, because right now in Halifax it's almost 10 o'clock at night. Patricia, you're up late. Good job, girl. And so he starts tomorrow. So there's a few places one in particular that we really want to see ASAP. It's available. It's no one's in it, no furniture and all that stuff. It'd be like a quick. But for where we're looking at purchasing, to Cape Breton, I would say it was probably like a 4 or 5 hour trip. So yeah. So, because Dartmouth is just on the other side of the bridge. Yarmouth is 3 hours drive southwest. I think that's kind of like an area I can sort of talk about. So yeah. And sorry, you guys. Oh, this is a rental. I've rented here for almost 8 years. Nelson has a home not far from here. He is actually going to be keeping it, and he has renters. He's got a total of 3 people renting that home, which is great, because the housing market, you want to hold on to stuff up here because it is just crazy. It's crazy expensive up here. So hold on to that place. We're going down there. Nelson's going to be purchasing a condo, likely. Again, he's on his house hunting. So, you grew up in Dartmouth. Awesome. But you're in Halifax, right, Patricia? I think. Anyway, so we're looking at the prices in places to live in Halifax versus here is like ridiculously inexpensive for the actual price of the home or the condo. But the heating costs, we do understand heating and living. Vegetables and fruit cost a lot more money because they're brought in. Most of the time they're brought in from other parts of the country So, and milk is like $7 a gallon versus our like $4 or something like that. Understand there's a good place to go in Dartmouth, I think it is, on weekdays, apparently for vegetables and fruit. We've heard about that, but we'll check it out when we get there. So, oh, and the wax thing, you guys are asking about safe storage. I have to have all the trust in the people who are basically here to pack. They pack, load, and well, we clean, but they pack. So they're all in bins where it is. Apparently it's like $7 a gallon. Like, you know, the jugs, like the jug is very expensive versus here it's very cheap. And the vegetables are supposed to be really expensive. We've been looking online for the prices and it's not cheap. Where can Halifax? Milk is $5.19. Oh, that's good. Is that for the jug with the handle? I'm thinking it might be. Oh yeah, and Titanic. That's true. The Titanic and the history of Halifax, and so per 4 liter. Okay, so that is the jug. Oh, good. So Nelson's reading it too. So hey, we're gonna save like $2 from what we were told on milk. That's awesome. The wax. So basically, they're all in plastic bins, all in there by the brand, is how I have them. And I just have to trust that they're gonna be in there. It's gonna be August, and I hope that they don't melt into one big clump. Yeah, it's one of the, I'm not stressed over. It is wax after all. If I have to and they melt down into one big clump, I will just chop them up and melt them. It's the cat that I'm most worried about. As you guys, we already talked about that, but yeah. So AC, I don't know. I don't have a clue what their trucks have. I don't imagine they would normally need an AC in the cargo section. So Shelly's asking if Nelson loves candles. His sense of smell kind of sucks, and he'll say that too, because he's been working on the subs for so long. His sense of smell is kind of diminished. Yeah, answer that question from Danny. Nelson, how do you feel about my candle? And well, less candle these days, but more wax obsession, sort of. But yeah, his sense of smell is a lot less because you know, he smells like diesel. He literally smells like WD-40, diesel, fuel, all that stuff. Oh, yes, yes. Collection, thank you. That's a better word for it. It smells a lot better than a boy's house. Yeah, yes, it does. Aw, thank you. By the way, I'm wearing ColourPop's a double entendre on my eyes. And just in case anyone asks, I'm lining my lips with L'Oreal's Matte Stermind. Then filled my lips in with Marc Jacobs Role Play lipstick. It's a travel size. And lip gloss from Revlon in the color Rosy Future. See, I became prepared today. Oh, thank you. They're going to be gone at the end of they're going to be gone soon, but they're supposed to be like a little spacey. I love the collections. Yes, I don't know why I didn't think of collections instead of obsessions. That should be a swear word. Obsessions. Collections. But yeah, so does anyone have any more questions? Because I don't know how long I should be on here for. It is transferable, sort of. My position in the federal government, in my union, will stay. I've secured that for 5 years. You're proud of your obsession? So am I. Dum, dum, dum. But yes, so the nice thing is I'm on a 5-year leave without pay, but I become a priority. I'm a priority post, I guess, if you will, because it's a spousal relocation as to why I'm going, which is really, really nice to have. I get once in my career, a 5-year leave without pay, and I have a 1-year leave without pay. And normally people do the leave without pay for 5 years, women do for children. Well, bye, Brian. Thanks for joining us. Bye, Brian, everybody. Oh, the collections of things from around the world. Oh, right, yes. So Nelson has lots, like basically Nelson's traveled the world for his job, which is amazing. And I think his son's going to have an amazing time also traveling the world and seeing all very similar things. But Nelson also collects things. I don't know how, like I said, the bunks are super, super tiny, but he literally brings back swords and all sorts of things. And there's almost no more space on his walls in any part of his 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house that doesn't have something on it from where he's come from. Oh, the lipstick. The lipstick is Marc Jacobs. It's a travel size and it's in the color Role Play. The lip liner is from Milan, sorry, it's L'Oreal, and the color is Mastermind 112, and was it Rosy Future from Revlon for my gloss, because you know you just can't have just one thing. And of course my ColourPop eyeshadow palette I have in double entendre on my eyes right now, so, which I love. Yeah, you're welcome. But yeah, so yes, he's traveled a lot, and it shows, which I think is great. I think we kind of decided that when we travel, we're going to take obviously pictures. Like our thing, we both love taking pictures and video and things, but take maybe a bunch of pictures, but take the best or the top 2 photos that we snapped and put it into a frame. Oh, what's my favorite? Like a creamy formula for lipstick. I don't like mattes or really dry. Another place, Nelson's out at his house hunting right now. Willow's coming with us, but she'll be coming about 3 weeks behind via flight on her own, which stresses me out quite a bit. But anyway, what are you gonna do? She'll live, I know she will, and she will actually end up being an indoor cat. I'll have to get a litter box. She's never had one. Yes, hoping tomorrow too. Like I said, I'm hinting to people, there's one particular place that we have literally had our eyes on. I have been emailing myself, and so is Nelson, the actual real estate agent, even though Nelson's got someone assigned to him, a real estate agent, but just certain questions. Man, that place is awesome. It's really great. It's spacious, it's bright, it's clean, they've freshly painted. There's nothing up, and downstairs, a fabulous gym and a salon and a coffee shop. Not that those two really matter to me, but the gym, pay more for the, I think you pay extra for the gym, but there might be like a deal with the you know, the armed forces, or the fact that you live in the building, because the one that we like is 2 buildings, and in between is that coffee shop, salon, and gym in the middle, and it's separated. Like you can't get into the buildings unless you have a key card, but it's also open to public, the salon, the cafe, and the gym. The gym looks fantastic. And guys, I'm so excited. I want to get myself into better shape for spring of 2020 to get back rowing, go to the club, really prove to them that I can do a good job, stand-up job as well. She will have a litter box, so Willow will, where she goes while we're away for 3 weeks. So she'll have 3 weeks of practice. Very, very much, yeah. So, yeah, so I'm excited. But yes, rowing. So for those of you guys don't know, rowing is like my passion. Set an actual date? No, we haven't. But like I said, we're gonna talk a little bit more about that. I'll go live again once we've moved. And once I've told people on the other side of the camera what's happening, answer questions that they have out of respect for family and friends on this side, and then I will go and put it out to all of my friends over here on that side, because I don't want to, yeah, just, you know, and plus there's just so much going on. But it won't be until 2020. I'll just say that. So it'll be 2020. So, yay. So, some time, because like we're moving, settling, and you know, it'll be our first full year there. So, when are you getting married, Emily? What day are you getting married? Oh, thank you. Yes, you did a fabulous job. August 22nd, day before my birthday. Fantastic, fantastic month. Yay, congratulations, Emily. That's awesome. It really is. That's super cool. Aww. No. And like, I'm your very unconventional bride. I think, would you say that, Nelson? I'm kind of unconventional as to kind of what we're talking. We're not giving away anything of what we're doing, but kind of, yeah, we're doing something a little bit different. So, yeah. But is anyone having more questions? I'm hoping this will go back up once we're finished live. I'm hoping it will upload as well, but like I said, Ramona was an amazing, she won't admit to it, she's great with a computer. Like, I've had help. I need help with trying to figure out how to get my AdSense. I got all the green check marks and stuff, and I just don't have an idea of how to get my AdSense connected to my bank account or PayPal or whatever it is. But I'll worry about that once we get to the other side, just because yeah. Oh yeah, his son is great. No, his son is super, super sweet. His son lives in the United States. Mom lives in the States, but just on the other side of the border, really. We were actually at his high school graduation on Thursday. It just takes a few hours to get down there and then back up. Oh yeah, not conventional. Exactly. Not conventional at all. But unique and definitely us for sure. But yes, no, his son is super awesome. Yes, see, Ramona made me drinks, and I was, rather tipsy, and I'm really sipping on my Ryan Coke right now. Mm-hmm. The ice cubes have already melted. There's like essence of ice cube. She left. No. What? No, did I miss that? Ramona's gone. Good. Yeah, conventional is fine for many other people, and that's great. I'm 40. I'll be 41 in August this year, and I've been a maid of honor three times, almost four, and they were great weddings. And if I was in my 20s, I might do it totally different than I am now. But in my 40s, like I do care about other people in this way in the whole wedding thing, but at the same time I don't. It's about the marriage and not about the wedding, in my own humble opinion. I'm great. How are you? But yeah, so so my parents have never, oh yeah, I was saying earlier, Nova Scotia is a place, it's a bucket list for my parents. They've always wanted to go to Nova Scotia, and now they're like, holy, we gotta come out there. Other money on it is very expensive. It is expensive, and I'm not saying that what we're doing is less expensive per se. It won't be as expensive as some, like, I don't understand how people drop 20 grand, but thank you. Thank you so much. And like I said, Nelson, I think you're probably still watching, but I was saying that I'm going to link your Instagram account when we go so that they can watch both of us. Hi from Cincinnati. Hey. But I'm going to, before we leave on our trip, I will, on my videos posting, I will definitely link, if it's okay with Nelson, his Instagram as well, so that you can bounce off our photos each and follow us both. And like I said, we are very adventurous. We will likely, on good weather times, we'll be going out and doing all sorts of things. It's Canada's ocean playground. Absolutely. And that's just it. We're there in the best time of the year, in August, September, October. We want to get out and move before it gets cold and dreary and wet and cold, like the ocean freezes. So, and then we might try to do like a channel together, or it's just an Instagram or whatever it might be, but definitely follow us. I don't know how many videos I'll be making. I'll try, but like I said before, I don't. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't have editing skills or editing anything. So it's hard for me to post like what happened in the last 3 days, as it's more difficult. It has to be a straight video right now. And plus we'll be moving, and I don't want to necessarily edit at the end of each day either. Nelson needs to be on a candle wax video for sure. Except he can't smell very well. He can smell, but not that well. I don't even need to blindfold him. He would just be like, I don't know, it smells like popcorn. And then it's like roses. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking, Nelson. Really, I am. But yeah, so yeah, exciting times for sure. Nelson, do you have a favorite scent and wax? Oh, we'll likely do videos together for sure, probably after we've moved, or you might see it. You've seen, if you follow me on Instagram, every once in a while we've been traveling little places here on the island, and I've taken photographs of us, or there's been a couple of videos that we've done, just little quick snippets on my story or what have you. And all my Instagram's down below. So yeah, definitely. I'm gonna hazard a guess that Nelson's favorite scent in wax is his favorite food and fruit and ice cream, and any other flavor would be raspberry. He loves raspberry. And I will say Rose Girl's raspberry sauce. I blended marshmallow, raspberry sauce, and Absolute coffee together. Oh, that smells so good. It smells good. I do have a favorite one. It smells like an expensive hotel. Oh yeah, shark something. Oh, that's right. No, it's Super Tarts. Oh my God, Jaws. Oh, thank you. Yes, Jaws, Danny, you're right. And I think I've mentioned on a couple of videos, like he's mentioned that he'll walk by my bathroom because that's where I tend to do Jaws. Exactly. I put Jaws in my bathroom because I just love that scent. He's like, man, it smells like an expensive hotel. Jaws. I think it's any Jaws blend because I've had a few different blends of Jaws in the bathroom, and there's been a couple separate times with many weeks in between where he said the same thing. What do you want to do in rowing? Don't think you finished that. Oh, rowing. When I went to college in Victoria, I did a learn to row program, and I fell in love. There's nothing better than getting your mind out of everything stressful or in life. You just leave everything behind. You're on the water, you're focused, you work out hard. Such a great workout. It's a better workout for you all over your entire body, from your shoulders to your ankles, than running is. There's no impact. It's just absolutely amazing, and there's a serenity about that particular sport for me that I've loved. And I've been in the rowing club at, well, it was the Gorge, then I went to Nanaimo, was on the Nanaimo Rowing Club, and then I was in Maple Bay. And had I still been here this next year, I would be trying to go with Maple Bay again. And when we come back, I might try to row with Maple Bay again down the road. It's so great. It's such a fantastic workout, but obviously in the wintertime, you can't necessarily go out, especially like I mentioned in Halifax, the ocean freezes. That's how cold it gets. But they have obviously indoor rowing, the ergs, which is an ergometer, which is a rowing machine you see at the gym. It's fantastic. What I want to get out of it, it's just get healthy. But when I am part of a team, I'm a part of a team. So I've kind of done a little research on the Halifax Rowing Club. They have competitive rowing, which is kind of where I'm leaning towards. But with that being said, you're away a lot on weekends, traveling, racing, with other fellow adults. And I just want to be good. I want to be back to where I was before I became a firefighter, because I left rowing because of firefighting. Because I was on call and things like that, and I didn't want to let my team down if you were practicing for a race and I couldn't go to a practice because we got paged out. I had to let it go, and that's 4 years ago now, so I miss it a lot. Yeah, a lot. Oh, what am I burning back here? Good question, Danny. I have on the pedestal here Spooky Vanilla, which is an oldie but a goodie. It is a Halloween scent from Bath & Body Works. Inside the owl that you can't see, but in the owl is Bath & Body Works Vanilla Balsam. I know, odd scents for this time of year, but I'm trying to burn through my stuff, guys. I am not holding back. I'm trying to burn as much as I can. And this little one here is it's from, oh shoot, I don't have the little thing. It's from a certain company in Kelowna, BC. And what they do is that's a wine bottle that they just basically cut off the neck of. And it's Burrowing Owl's Chardonnay wine bottle, but I think the scent is in like a Chardonnay type scent from a different company, and I forgot. And I will have a review, and I know on my what I've been burning, you'll have seen that as well. Okay, well, I don't have a Baskin Robbins anywhere near me, but my favorite ice cream has to be chocolate chip mint. But Nelson and I were at Coombs last weekend, and I had espresso flake. So, yum. Yay. So, how is everyone doing? You guys feel like I should be done now? Oh, Cherries Garcia from Ben & Jerry's is so good. Chunky Monkey. Chocolate banana. Yeah. So good. Yeah, so does anyone, Bounty. Oh, is that like the chocolate bar Bounty, or like whatever you want to call them, the coconut and chocolate? That would be really good. I love coconut. That's so good. So does anybody have any more? Yeah, the chocolate. Oh yeah, okay, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, chocolate's so good. Does anybody have any more questions, or shall we just wrap it up? I know I don't want to keep you guys here too long. It's late or very early for some people, depending on where you're from in the world, because we got people from all over the world watching right now. Oh, of course, yes. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, so if no one has any more questions, I'll like pretend there's crickets chirping right now. Oh, thank you, Shelly. Thanks. I'm so cheesy. Oh yeah. Hey, we never talked about Chesapeake Shores. You guys know that was a did some background work for Chesapeake? Aw, and thank you. Yes. Yeah, 9 p.m. here. There. It's just after 6 p.m. here, so you're East Coast, Emily. Yeah. I'm happy he joined in too. But yeah, so those of you guys who watch Chesapeake Shores on the Hallmark Channel, we wrapped up season 4, season 4, and there's a very good chance it sounds like season 5 might be a go, but it just needs to have lots of popular people. They need people to watch. So that's at the end of the day, in order for them to continue on, they need to have the people watching, but they got to stop bouncing their channel, like their show keeps bouncing around channels. So I believe last year, season 3, like no one in Canada could watch it because, anyway, they couldn't get the channel had moved and it wasn't a part of the Canadian channel. Oh my gosh, thank goodness too. Oh my goodness, that is so crazy. 3:15 a.m. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. All right, you guys, well then I'll wrap up, I guess, if there's no other questions. It's been only an hour and 16 minutes. That's crazy. So you guys, thanks so much for joining me. And yeah, I hope to do this again. Thank you, Diana. It was fun. Thank you. And like I said, we'll probably do another live video on the other side when we move and get settled. And I'm planning on doing lots of photographs and things like that. It was fun. Yeah, absolutely. There will be. But likely, like I said, it probably won't be for another month and a half because there's so much going on. Oh, thank you. It was always great to have you guys around, and I love how you guys are always so kind to each other and kind to Nelson. It was his first time piping in. No, he did chime in actually when we were at Ramona's. He did chime in a couple times, so I appreciate you guys. Okay, so on that note, let's hope that this uploads live. It may take time. I don't know. I'm really bad at this. So as